Logan, so can you tell the people just a bit about what you do?
So I'm a ghostwriter. I've been ghostwriting for 3 years for other businesses and stuff to get them followers and clients through Twitter. My offer right now, I guess, is 1 million impressions in 50 days. So we're getting them reach that leads to followers, and then the followers lead to leads and clients. So that's pretty much what we're doing right now.
And how did you get started on all this ghostwriting?
Like 3 years ago, I had created just like an anonymous account and I started to grow it pretty quickly after a while. So I was like doing freelance work for a little bit of time. And then when I started my personal brand about 6 months ago now, I decided to take it more seriously and actually start up an agency that I started on 4 months ago. And it's pretty much complete now. I have clients within the agency and stuff. But yeah, it started around like 3 years ago where I was just doing freelance work and kind of just grew into an agency now.
Okay, and can you tell a bit about how the ghostwriting agency model works? Like, have you hired then other ghostwriters and then you get them to do some of your work, or how does it work?
It can work like that sometimes. So right now, I only have a few clients and stuff that I'm working with. I try to take on less clients, but for obviously more pay, because like with the ghostwriting model, it's actually pretty easy to scale. But when you scale, you just get burnt out so quickly, and then you have to hire other ghostwriters. And for the most part, those ghostwriters are not going to be very good, and it takes a lot of training. So what really works is just having less clients and getting more high quality clients that can pay more. But yeah, I've hired a few other ghostwriters that I've had on my team for a while and stuff, just helping me write. Designer for like when you post a thread or something, you want a good visual and stuff like that. So it can kind of depend and vary depending on what the client needs and stuff. But I try to keep it as small as possible, just so the margins are bigger as well.
Okay, and how do you find and also land these high ticket clients? Or yeah.
I've done cold outreach through Twitter. I've also just gotten inbound leads through Twitter just by posting content that hits on like business owners' pain points, like saying like if you don't have enough time, you don't have expertise, but you know like you want to grow on social media, stuff like that kind of. And then I've also done cold email. So this is something I've been just getting into a little bit more lately. So yeah, sending like I sent my first like 1,000 cold emails to people. I booked a call through it and stuff. So it's like a higher volume, but you're not gonna be able to get as many like booked calls as an inbound lead or something like that. But it's a great way to reach people that aren't on Twitter but own these big businesses that might be interested in getting ghostwriting and stuff. So that's my framework right now that I've been using to get clients.
Okay, and what would be your advice for a ghostwriter maybe just starting out and wants to succeed?
That's a good question. So I was just when I was starting and stuff, I was very lost. Like I could write decently well, but I just didn't have very much knowledge, and I was guessing of how, or I was guessing like what I would think would work. And if you do that, you're going to be writing threads for 2 hours long and having them flop. Like you, you just need to know what the algorithm wants, not necessarily what you think is valuable, because something valuable would be just something that like ChatGPT would spit out to you. But that's not all that people want. People want to get entertained too. So continually learning, paying attention to trends, paying attention to other leaders in your niche and seeing what's working for them, and then being able to replicate that style for like different niches and stuff is very, very important to writing well and getting like results. But I would like that's my whole point in this is like don't stop learning, just continually learn and stay up to date on everything. Don't learn for 2 weeks and call it good for the rest of your life. Like too many things change day to day that you just need to be staying up to date, especially with writing content on online when trends are crazy.
What would be your advice to position yourself in a good position to land clients? Because I see a lot of ghostwriters also just having an anonymous profile picture where they don't show themselves, and yeah, just a bit of a lazy approach. So what would be your advice to positioning for clients?
It does depend on the clients that you want to get. So we work with only personal brands. I've done the whole thing where I work with anonymous accounts and it just doesn't work as well. So for anybody getting into like the personal side of it, you need to be personal. You need to have like post your personality, post your day-to-day stuff to show that like you're a ghostwriter that's going to be able to let their personality come out. And then like once a day or something, have a super high value post to show them that you do actually know what you're doing, that you have like the back end figured out for them. But then you can also have that personal side that positions yourself in a way that people feel connected to you and can see that you're able to get them results that are different from just this anonymous account that only uses ChatGPT. So you would think you only want to post value, but you also want to just be an entertaining person because people connect to people. People buy from people. They don't buy from businesses. So having that personal connection with them while also like having a little bit of value, like once a day or something that's um explaining like your process or explaining how you can help them or even like a case study. Having that just once a day or something is going to help you actually be able to land clients.
I want to also build my Twitter, and I know a lot of people watching also wants to build their Twitter. So, are there any like general rules that you should do? Maybe how many times a day you should post, or times of day, or length of the post, or just anything?
A few tips that I'm kind of thinking of just off the top of my head would be I try to go for 3 to 4 posts a day, but I've also seen people that have post 1 time a day. I've seen people that have posted 8 times a day. So it's just kind of figuring out like what you can handle. I know a lot of people can't handle doing 8 posts a day. That's just too much. But I try to shoot for 3 like scheduled posts a day and then just one off the cuff kind of. And that just works really well for me. But I've also seen like a few guys that have posted 1 time a day only, but it's really high value. So it still works for them to be able to grow a following and get clients. So it's kind of just figuring out what works for you. And then something that's also working really well right now to growing a following and getting a lot of engagement is long forms. Long forms are being promoted by the algorithm just naturally, but they can also like the way that you can cut them off is amazing because you can have like a 1 or 2 liner that's a great hook, but then you can also have a ton of value behind it. And since like with a thread, it's going to be like 8 posts. So if somebody likes the first post but doesn't like the second post, then the algorithm's naturally just going to say, oh, there's only 1 like on this post. It's not that good. But with a long form, you only need 1 like because it's only 1 post to like get promoted by the algorithm. So it's gonna be like, oh yeah, if 1 person liked it, then why would I not keep showing this? So it's a lot easier to go viral with long forms, and long forms are doing really well. It's not that threads can't do well. Threads are still probably the best thing, but it's just a lot easier, especially when you have a smaller account, if you want to get promoted and get more impressions, to do long forms. Um, what else? I think I see this a lot of having like tweets that are just formatted horribly. It's not like you don't need to have a template, but just like space out your sentences so that it's not just like a block of content. Like nobody wants to read a block of content. It looks like somebody that's just beginning. So like having that also personal touch or not personal touch, but like professional touch to your account. So like since I've been here so long, I can literally just go on someone's like profile and after like 5 seconds looking at it, I can be like, yep, they're gonna have good content or they're gonna have bad content. Like you can just tell you have this feel. So nailing down like that feel so that you're like positioning yourself immediately once people see you to convert followers or at least convert them to read your stuff is so essential. So like you can just I mean I think everyone can kind of tell like who's been on here for longer or not. So kind of like take the people that have been on here a while that you think are doing well and just kind of replicate their style as best as possible in your own unique way. Because then you use exactly what's working for them, but you don't have to do a ton of work testing and stuff.
Really great advice. Something I've also realized lately with Twitter is I've tried to engage my audience more, try to ask questions and like want them to comment. Do you have any
Mhm.
tips on how to engage your audience more?
I think comments are good, or like question tweets are a good thing. I think it's pretty controversial if you should post question tweets or not. But I do think like if you do them well and you don't do them like 3 times a day, when you should do them like once every 3 days or something, then it's a great way to keep engagement up on your account, keep people like interacting with all of your content. Because if they interact with one thing, then the algorithm's going to promote it back to them with all your new content because they already interacted with your old content. So by having question tweets once in a while, it's a great thing. Some other things that I've seen work really well are like giveaways in a way. So it's like I've done this before. Like if you want your profile reviewed, comment down below and I'll review it for you. So I've seen other ones where it's like if you want a free hook written for you, comment down below. So then it gets people to interact with your stuff, but you're also giving them like engagement or you're also giving them value. So it's not like a question tweet where there's not really any value to it, but it also increases your engagement. So just kind of being unique with that, testing out new angles and stuff to see how you can get new engagement without just doing question tweets is a great, great way to keep your audience interacting and be able to get more impressions, likes, comments on your other future posts, even if they're not like interactive content.
I've actually gained like 800 followers from giveaways alone by
Mm-hmm.
just doing like I show some result I've gotten, and then I say I've made a Google Doc explaining how I did it, and then if you comment, like and follow, then I'll send it over. I've had
Mm-hmm.
really great success with that. But
Yeah, those work great.
yeah, they're really great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you have any like last advice for anybody who wants to grow their account or start ghostwriting or yeah?
Definitely use YouTube. And like I know Twitter seem to be like the place where you can grow the most and learn the most, but I think YouTube has like so much value with like there's a bunch of podcasts on there. I know like you do that a little bit and stuff, but there's so many other great like accounts that are doing podcasts with like other high-end ghostwriters or even other high-end like um people in different sorts of skills that you can learn from that you're just not going to have the same amount of value as like a quick 2 minute thread. Like you can have like 30 to an hour like interviews of just in-depth content where people are just spilling everything they know. So going onto YouTube and like just saying like, okay, maybe this isn't going to help me right now, but in the future, like all of this information is actually what's going to move the needle. So being able to like sacrifice and just sit there, not be on your phone and just actually intake all of that information has helped me so much and is something I still wish I could do better. And even like read books or something, just sit down because I always want to do the things that like immediately move the needle. But sometimes you have to like take a step back and do the things that are going to move the needle 2 times. But it's going to be like a month from now or something. So being able to continually learn, I guess, is that whole point. But I think YouTube is a great way to do it.
It's actually funny you said that because you said you was more like maybe naturally just taking action instead of just sitting and learning, and I'm actually the exact opposite. Like
Hmm.
I've the last 2 years I've read so many books, it's crazy, and just
Mm-hmm.
watch YouTube, but I didn't really take action. And then when I actually started taking action, everything just yeah fell in place, and I got
Mm-hmm.
a pretty decent results. So it's about like learning and then also just acting on it and just yeah keep posting and keep learning and yeah just doing. So yeah.
It's for sure like a balance because like if you were like you and you just continually learn but you didn't apply, then that has problems. But if you're like me and I only take action, but it's stupid actions because I don't have any knowledge to take out good action, then it's not going to work either. So having that balance between those is very, very important and something that I see a lot of people getting wrong. I myself have gotten it wrong before, but being able to find that balance, especially early on, will help you a ton.
Another thing I also quickly want to just talk about is like building a network, because that's something I'm naturally not that good at
Hmm.
in real life and also here on social media. But I'm actually starting to try and build my own network and get better at it. So, do you have any advice on networking or anything you want
Yeah,
to give there?
yeah, I have a few tips because I was terrible at networking. That's why I built my anonymous accounts because I didn't want to go on camera. I didn't want to be like sending voice messages. Like I just wanted to stay away from people as much as possible. But like once you realize this is how you make the money by interacting with people, by going on those sales calls and stuff, then it kind of like shifts a whole perspective in your mind. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if I have siblings running around in the background. I don't care if it's loud, if there's cars going outside. I don't care if my alarm clock's going off. Like just saying like, okay, screw it. Like this is what makes the money. I'm just gonna do it no matter what's going on in the background, no matter what my circumstances are. Because if I want to make money, I've just got to be willing to deal with it. Most people aren't gonna care if you look terrible. Nobody's gonna care if you don't live in a mansion, if you don't have a Lamborghini. Nobody cares. Like just go do it. Like if you actually want to make money, you just got to say screw it kind of. So being able to like recognize that networking is what makes you the money has shifted my perspective a lot more. And it's probably why I'm on this call right now, even just to show who I am and be able to expose myself to others because even like now I'm more introverted and it's not that I don't feel comfortable, but it's just not my favorite thing, you know? But shifting your perspective to understanding that it's what moves the needle, it's what makes the money is all I can really say.
Yeah, I agree with it. Also, when I had to go on sales calls a couple of months back, so I was just so scared. Also, because I'm young, so I've gotten
Yeah.
the you're a bit young before, and yeah, so that just scared me. But it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think it's so funny how like weird humans are that we're so scared of other people, and especially my age, it's crazy how many people just like conceal all of their personality just not to get judged. Yeah, so it's funny
Hmm.
to me actually.
Yeah. And it's like funny because like nobody even cares. Like nobody
Exactly,
judges you,
exactly.
which is it's the dumbest part about it because like we screw ourselves over.
And if they do, then they'll maybe say like some comment or something, but then it's that like it's not that
Yeah.
horrible as so yeah.
Exactly. Yep. For sure. But like yeah, for tips that I would have maybe to like grow your network and stuff, I guess would be like just DM people that you find cool. Like when you're commenting and stuff, literally just have fun. Pretend like your best friend is right beside you and you're just talking crap to him. Like just have fun, spit whatever you think of. Don't be professional, like especially in the comments, in the DMs. Like you're there to build your relationship with who you really are. So don't try to act professional. I went this way for a while and it doesn't work. So like just having fun, being carefree that's just the best way to go and network with people.
So thanks so much, Logan, for hopping on this interview. I really enjoyed it and really learned a lot. So thanks so much.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Max.